descriptions of actually how these boots have been used, and kind of people can see what, I don't know. Yeah, let's get started. So to begin with, we've got 4 pairs of boots here. Over here we've got our whites, and this is the Sherman. We've got the whites Drifter 2.0. We've got the Knicks in wax flesh with that Christie sole. And then we've got a pair of Knicks in vegetable tan. This is sort of their MTO style. Let's go over them one by one. This pair I've had so this is the whites we'll start with. And this is the white Sherman. This is the simplest boot that I have in terms of it's the least built up. It's the most, it's a city boot. It's about, I think, 2.5 years in or 3 years in, something like that. These I have hiked in minimally. They're awful for hiking if there's any water whatsoever. They are the heaviest feeling boots, although they're the shortest and lightest. I have been on my feet working in them many times, and the arch support is reasonable. I think they look really cool, and they have aged and patinaed quite nicely. They've worked in a coffee shop for about 1.5 years or so. You can see the black dye has rubbed off a little bit. They're comfortable, and they're good quality, but they're not super high comfort. Moving on, we've got the whites Drifter 2.0. This is the Rose Anvil collaboration. This is the only 10-inch boot that I have. These have that T-core leather, and the leather dye is more superficial, so it will wear off and start to create nuances. These have just begun to do that. I don't know if, yeah, it's visible a little bit. Just as the light hits around the toe, you can obviously see the toe box has developed some of those wrinkles and rolls, which I think look really pleasant. It's got a fully gusseted tongue, big giant. So this boot, let's talk about comfort and kind of wear. This is a heavy boot. It's a very comfortable boot. The 10-inch, I prefer the shorter 8-inch boot. Having worn these Pacific Northwest boots now for a couple years. I haven't hiked in these. They've seen more minimal use, mostly city use, just being out in the Northwest. They're reasonably warm. These are freezing and incredibly not waterproof, just by contrast, the whites Sherman, whereas these are much more water protective. They're warmer. Let's grab this other one so you can just see. They're all beautiful boots. These things are all so wonderfully made. This is developing a really pleasant patina. The interior that's more of that, I don't know, off tan, kind of mixing with the black dye there a little bit. These are absolutely wonderful boots. I'll friggin' wear these suckers salsa dancing. They feel really comfortable on. Let's talk a little bit about this toe box. So you can see by contrast, for instance, these are both whites boots. You can see that this is a much narrower toe box. This one is, it's got like that slight squared off. I've heard some people refer to it as a kind of a Western look. And when I wear these, when I look down, the front of the boot does feel kind of like it's a little clunky, but then when I see them in pictures, they don't look like that, and that's also helped by that nice slope to the heel. This is a great boot, love it, and I can see that it's aging better and better, and they are really, really comfortable. A little contrast here in terms of comfort for those of us who, hopefully everyone cares about comfort. I'm going to compare two boots here. So on the left, we've got a Knicks boot, not a Whites boot. The difference in arch between these two over time, the Knicks boot with their, this is their, I'm forgetting what this last is, this particular one. It's a number, I believe. I should know this. But anyway, something about the combination of the leather stack, the fact that these are the bigger lugs versus these are the smaller, kind of like the mini lugs. But this boot, the Knicks boot, is extremely comfortable, and it feels, I'm not going to say cushiony, but it truly has a spring to it and a certain resilience. Possibly, I doubt it's the rubber that they're using in. This one has a leather heel stack, the same as the Knicks, the Whites, but this is going to look great when it wears off too, on the Knicks. But the Knicks here, these are the Whites, these are the Knicks. The Knicks are a little more comfortable. We'll get back to the vegetable tan aging in a little bit, but anyway, back to the Whites here. So you got Whites Sherman, Whites Drifter 2.0 Rose Anvil collaboration. Let's move on to this next pair, which is my newest pair of boots, and sadly these have only gotten a little bit of wear, not a ton. And by a little bit, I mean, I don't know, maybe I've worn these 70 times or something like that. I'd have to really do the math. Ignore the 70. I don't know if that's going to stand up in court. But this is the black waxed flesh Knicks boot with the Christie sole. These feel really different, and it's got that wonderful the exterior of the leather, right? The grain side, or the exterior. This is on the interior, and it's so nice. It just looks cool. It feels very comfortable to get in and out of. These are there's some interesting things that I want to talk about with this particular boot. So this is the unique thing about this is that they're lace to toe model. This is Knicks lace to toe model, and that means you get one more set of these holes going closer to the toe. I wanted a lace to toe for a while, just because I just think they look cool. I couldn't really see where the benefit was, other than if you're, I guess, from what I understand, like the monkey boot usage in terms of like its construction, or actually climbing, I believe, working on buildings. I sound like an idiot here. Sorry guys, it's been a long day, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The monkey boots, super cool. They got a cool history, rooted in industry, and so I just liked the way it looked. These they look, compared to the, here we go, let's see. If we compare the two, yeah, you can see these are the Knicks to the Whites, but still these have the standard amount of eyelets, and then this is the one extra. So I think it looks cool, but I will say that that I actually would, I think if you're going to go for it, you should, I think next time if I purchase a pair of lace to toe, I actually want it to be a little more extreme. I've seen some shoes, and I actually, not to throw a curveball here, but I was inspired enough to make a shoe, so I just made this shoe just because I kind of wanted to see how much I could. I'm not trying to interject my art here, but just I wanted to see what it would look like if the laces go way down. So that's kind of what that looks like. So I think this one could be more extreme as a, you know, if we're truly calling it a lace to toe. I guess it's kind of like mid-engine cars. It's not exactly in the mid, right? It's in the, you get what I mean. The Christie sole, there's obviously a huge difference in terms of the support, the arch support that you get from, say, this this kind of taller heel stack and all that built up. You got that really built up arch support here. This boot, you don't feel that. It's a lot more flat-footed. These are actually, I know I said earlier that these are the lightest feeling boots I have. These are Knicks, and this is their custom black waxed flesh. Sorry, I forget which model. It's in some of my other videos. And these are super comfortable. Now I want to speak about something very specific to do with the lace to toe. There's two factors here. One, I asked them because I thought it would be necessary for a medium narrow in these versus in everything else that I wear. It's a standard width to the ball of the foot and the toe box. These are taking a lot longer to break in, and some of it is, I feel, is that they're a little bit narrower. It's that half size or whatever down, it really, or in width, it really made a difference. And these still are a little bit painful, especially here around that extra eyelet. That is the pain point. Through there, right about here where the stitching, where the different layers of leather meet. And these are built beautifully. I mean, hell, they're gorgeous, right? They're amazing. But I definitely wear them a little less, partially because I just love the look of these leather stacked heels. Just, I love the feeling of the arch support. But originally, and I do want to give a shout out to Knicks here, not that we want to be constantly changing our orders because it's a customer service nightmare, right? To constantly update, but they're so good about it. Originally I had these, I was going to do a standard heel stack with the same kind of heel that I've had on my other boots, and last minute, you know, I just decided I have so many of the, I have other pairs with that style of heel, the dogger heel, right? Slightly Western heel. Why not do something a little different? And these have actually been really pleasing just from the lightness of them. They don't actually feel much more cushiony, I'll be honest. Maybe it's just I have insensitive feet, but then the more traditional look. But they're light, and as they wear in, they've been a joy to wear. I am assuming that they're gonna look spectacular as they wear more. As you can see, I mean, they're pretty pristine looking. A little bit of rolling through the toe there, but from what I understand, these will look spectacular as they age. Lastly, the pair that I've had for the longest, and definitely my favorite. These are my vegetable tan, natural brown Knicks. I believe the model is MTO, but it's like a custom boot. First pair of Pacific Northwest boots that I ever purchased, and got the little mini Kelty. Speaking of which, back to these for a sec. This full-length Kelty has been really comfortable. Oh yeah, I didn't say that. Sorry to digress, but I'm only making one video, so no edits. This, you notice I don't have little Kelty here in these boots. It comes with a beautiful black wax flesh, you know, just gorgeous full-length Kelty, but it was just, maybe it's because again of the width of the boot, or because of the extra eyelet there creating more toe pressure and a longer break-in period. But these, I can't when I have it in, it hurts. Right. Anyway, back to the Knicks. So these are just dope. They're amazing, right? Like they're super comfortable. The vegetable tan leather ages and feels different. It's both more supple, but at the same time, like, beefier. More like, the feeling is, it's really specific. I mean, the way that it ages, here's your like Chrome XL feel for aging, and vegetable tan. It's awesome stuff. It's absolutely awesome stuff. I really actually like the half kilty. This one, like my other videos have shown, I've really beaten on these. I've done serious hiking in them. You can see all by the pitted marks from rocks. I've gotten them very, very wet, and they've kept my feet dry. Screw you, haters. No, I'm totally joking. Several people commented that that I was shortening the life of the boot by like mistreating it. I flat out don't agree, but respectfully so, right? Like, however you want to treat your boots, go ahead. But I haven't done anything to these. I haven't treated these. I should. I will be. Right? I do work with leather, so I understand it's going to last when you treat it. But like, these are just dope. I'm still every bit as in love with them as the first day I opened them. All these boots. You can see there's some mild heel. There's some heel wear there, yeah, in these, and I will eventually have them. Probably this. I'm gonna go for, if I have them resold. I'll get the same exact. I'm a huge fan of these large lug soles. I like the mini lugs as well, but this is just, it's been more comfortable. Like I said, it feels like it's almost cushiony. I know it shouldn't be, but it is. Overall, I'm gonna say that between Knicks and Whites, they're both just made amazing. You know, slight comfort edge, but I'm biased there because it might just be this pair of boots and the way they fit me. But with the Knicks, odd little idiosyncrasies. The original pair of Knicks, kind of poorer quality laces, although they have lasted. They haven't broken on me, but the White's laces are very beefy, even after multiple years. But then the second pair of Knicks I got here, these are wonderful laces, but I did have to ask for it. Shout out to their customer service again for these boot companies. These are small companies that come from a lineage of, like, you know, one company starts, they refine a process, they build a product that has incredible value to the customer, and then, you know, some of their employees leave, start their own, you know, kind of competing company. But it's a treasure, right? Spokane, Washington. There's a whole culture and industry of this quality, and you know, the way that these things are put together is world class. It's refined enough to maintain like quality control and standards, but they also they have a pleasant aesthetic of like some rough parts to the boots, and yeah, it inspired me enough to want to try to make my own shoes or boots. I hear Daniel Day-Lewis is doing that. It's super addictive when you get into like just the idea of shoemaking. This one is black wax flesh. Here, the light is better. Black wax flesh, toe cap, and then just a vegetable tan interior. Making shoes is super hard, you guys. Seriously, making shoes is physically so demanding on your hands, and the attention to detail and how good these folks have to get at sewing, and they're doing this stuff by hand. All like, you just make one little slip and you could totally ruin a pair of boots. So huge respect to the Pacific Northwest boot makers. And I'm looking forward to getting a pair of JKs, pair of Franks, because these are just Knicks and whites. Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope this has provided the updates on patina for these different boots. Let's drive by. I'm gonna fly through. And have a nice day.